We join now to practice step 11 together for 15 minutes. We are prompted in several ways to take on this practice. Step 11 itself reads, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of God's will for us and the power to carry that out. Further, the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous, in a section called On Awakening, which many fellows read to begin their day, states in pages 86 to 88 that we are to pray and meditate every morning, and further, that as circumstances warrant, we should ask our wives or friends, indeed our fellows, to join us in morning meditation. And our meditation urges the development of patience, open communication, and a deepening understanding between you and your higher power. As pages 78 and 9 of the OA 12 and 12 state, the only way to do meditation wrong is not to do it. So this morning, even when our minds will wander during our practice, we will always bring ourselves back to the breath. Let's begin. Take a moment to find your most comfortable position. Do a quick scan of your body, your head and face, your neck. Does everything feel comfortable? Your shoulders and arms, your fingers, are they all relaxed? Your chest and your spine, your abdomen, are they all free of encumberment? Your pelvis and your upper legs, are they comfortable? Your lower legs and your feet and toes. Take one last moment to just check to make sure that you are in a good position for you. Today our practice will focus on the space of the breath. Why do we always come back to the breath in meditation? Well, Buddha made watching the breath a great technique, because through watching it, you will come to know the breath inside the breath. Breath means life. In Sanskrit, it is pran, or life. In Hebrew, the word for breath means spirit. In all languages, breath is synonymous with life, spirit, or soul. We learned in school about the respiratory process, about breathing, the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Each inhalation brings oxygen to the lungs, then the oxygen diffuses to the alveoli, to the capillaries, to the blood, and to the body. Then carbon dioxide takes a reverse ride so the body can exhale what is that we do not need. In this way, the breath brings us what we need and takes away what we do not, and makes space for what we will need next. The breath also allows us to feel the satisfying rising and falling of the chest and abdomen. And there is the sound of the breath that calms us. But these processes and feelings do not encompass all of the space in meditation, or even in the breath. Today we consider the space between the breath. As our breathing slows in the process of meditation, there is a lot of space between the breaths. Breathe in deeply. And when you exhale naturally, consider the space, the moment, until you feel the natural inclination to breathe again. From the Lakota Sioux perspective, this is sacred space, the space in between exhalation and inhalation. This is the space of contentment. In the yoga practice of pranayama, kumbhaka is the retention of the breath. Buddha calls noticing the breath vipassana or anapanasati. Some simply call it a gap in breathing. It is the noticing of the breath, the notice of the space between the physical need to breathe and the breathing itself that we practice now. When the breathing stops, you are there. You are perfectly conscious. Only the breath has stopped. You are there. In this way, the blend of the physical sensations, the nourishing and relaxing of the body, and the noticing of the spaces in natural breathing, you open and are open to HP in meditation. Breathe deeply and nourishingly, feeling the abdomen rise and fall, hearing the breath intake and escape, and in between each exhale and inhale, be in sacred space. If your mind wanders, do not judge yourself. The mind is simply doing its job, presenting you with opportunities. And each time you may choose to go back and continue with the natural flow of the breath. The feeling of the abdomen rise and fall. The sound, the breath escaping you. Continue going back to focus on the space between inhalation and exhalation, and the sacred space between exhalation and the natural inhaling again. In time, your focus will allow a widening of that space. For now, breathe. Feel the rise and fall of the abdomen. Hear the sound of the breath, inhale and exhale. And then be in sacred space. As we look forward to the coming day, are there any moments where we might need to spend a moment in sacred space? A moment where breathing, feeling, hearing, and being in sacred space with higher power. Is there a moment where this would help you? As you breathe in, ask a silent prayer for that support. And when you breathe out, know that HP will rely and be there with you.